Welcome to a special Thursday episode of the Man That Can Project podcast. If you are tuning in for the very first time, welcome. This is actually going to be the very first Thursday episode ever where there has been someone that I can actually talk to. Bradley?
Hello.
How are you?
Mate, I actually feel fantastic. Like I was just saying, got my sunshine, listened to a bit of house, coach this morning.
Mate, you Brits and your sunshine and house music, what is with it?
It's just in our culture, I think.
Why?
I just think that's what they play in the clubs over there.
Well, you can't really go outside because the weather is miserable, isn't it?
No. Well, that's why we go overseas like twice a week in a year. Well, that's what I did.
Twice a week in a year.
Is that right?
That does not make any sense.
2 weeks.
2 weeks of the year.
2 weeks of the year. And that's like the best part of the year. That's what it was when I was growing up, when I'd go on holiday and I'm like, wow, the sunshine, love it. And then I realised like I can live in this. Let's go to Australia. So here we are.
And here we are. Well, mate, as I was saying, for those who are tuning in for the first time, make sure you hit the follow button on wherever you're listening. For those who are returning, and if you haven't left a rating or review, bang. Because what the ratings and reviews do, they help people who are looking for a good podcast to go, look, there's some legit people that like this podcast and there must be some good content. Also, the more subscribers and the more reviews we get, the bigger the guests we can get on. I've got, obviously, Brad on right now. We've had some incredible guests. I've got an NFL player coming up from the Washington Commandos who's going to tell an epic story. And then I've got an incredible guy who was sentenced to life in prison coming up on December 22nd. So if you want to see bigger guests on the show, make sure you leave that rating and review. That's enough for me. We're going to dive in. So today I invited Bradley on. He likes Bradley, not Brad. In Australia, we like to shorten names with Brado or Brad. Or
Respecting my mum, you know.
Yeah, you're
a mum and dad.
You're a Bradley. Today, so Brad is now part of the Man That Can project. It's been a 5-year mission for me to get him on board since we started our YouTube channel, Rookies to Regionals. We started training together quite heavily and then just been slowly chipping away, and here we are.
Mate, it's mad, isn't it?
It's exciting, hey?
Now it is. Yeah, it's crazy. I just think it's all meant to be, you know what I mean? When we first met in the CrossFit gym and now we're here, this probably was what meant to happen.
Mate, 1,000% meant to happen. You've also been on the show a number of times. I think you were like episode 10 you've been on one recently, but I can't remember what was the very first episode you've been on. But you can find out more about Brad and his story, etc., by listening to some of the older episodes. Today, we would love to give you guys a rundown on why Brad decided to leave his old facility and business and come on board with the Man That Can project. I think it is very important for everyone to know that, especially our academy members and clients. Secondly, we're going to find out a training goal that you're working towards. I love understanding what people are working towards. Thirdly, we're going to start giving monthly overviews of what's coming up in the academy so that you guys who are listening are going to go, if I don't join this, man, I'm missing out. Because
Create FOMO.
Yeah, FOMO, that's the word I was looking for. But Bradley, how'd we get here, man?
What brings me here?
What brings you here?
Well, I came over to Australia around 5 years ago, and I got into a gym. Thank you, James Abatey, give him a shout out. He hired me as a coach. I was working there, and I loved it, man. Great facility, amazing clients, loved it. But after being there for 5 years, I got to a point where it was like I was enjoying it. Money was great, loved doing what I was doing, but I just weren't feeling fulfilled like that. I just weren't feeling something inside wasn't right. And so I think it was that growth aspect. I was just turning up, training the same clients and then going home, kind of repetition. And so I feel that I needed something to push me. I feel like I needed to be around other coaches that are going to make me a better coach and ultimately give a better service to my clients and help people. So yeah, that's when I've obviously always trained at Function Well, which is where you're based out of.
Yep. And
I've seen that the performance coaches there, like you got some top level coaches there, and I thought, these are the people I need to be around. These are the people that are going to grow me into an even better coach. I think I'm going to make the move. So I was like, got in touch with Function Well, asked them how it's going to go down, and then we're like, okay, we'll have you over. And then I told you, I was like, look, mate, I'm thinking of coming over to Function Well. And I think one day, like, I remember you messaged me because, Brad, I just want to go through something with you. I just got an idea, and you spoke to me on the phone. And I think I was gobsmacked, actually, when you asked me. You was like, mate, I've been thinking this for a while. I want someone to come on board so we can grow this even bigger and reach more people. And I was like, wow, like, I couldn't believe you actually thought of me, of someone to actually be a part of this amazing thing that you've built, this amazing community that you built for the men.
Yep.
And it's a no-brainer, really, because we share similar values, and just helping the lads in the physical part of the man that can. That's my bread and butter. That's what I breathe. That's what I love, passionate about. So yeah, man, I said, accepted it. And here we are, man that can.
I think it's another area to share as well, because I love being extremely transparent with everyone, because I think that's what it's all about. But for both of us, when I started the Man That Can project, I found this beautiful positioning where I could get paid to do what I love, and I could design it in a way that suited the way that I wanted to live my life. You know, we get to prioritize our health still. We get to work on building incredible relationships and having support networks. But most importantly as well, it gives us flexibility, right? The beautiful thing is, you know, we have a lot of clients here in Brisbane, but we also have clients all around the world, like members of our academy. And you're from Leicester in the UK. I'm potentially going to be who knows where. So it allows us to continue growing it, but it gives us the flexibility. So for you as well, it allows you to go back home more regularly and still have an income, still be driven by purpose, which excites me, because for me, as someone who has that already, it's quite lonely when you don't have mates that can, you know, you can be like, hey, do you want to come do this? And like, nah, I'm tied down to this, or can't do that. So being able to share it with someone from my side of things is very exciting. And I also know that the compound effect of, you know, we've very similar values, but also different skill sets and different areas of, you know, you love your training, you love your nutrition. I love it as well. I would say you're a better coach in that field than I am, whereas I'm all... Oh,
thanks, man.
You're welcome. You heard that here first.
I'll take that.
But I also love diving into the nitty gritty of how do we help men create direction for their life? How do we help them find purpose and give them a bit of a roadmap to get there? And when you look at the physical fitness element, which is what we provide in the Man That Can project, you get the mental fitness component, and you marry those together, you get a pretty fucking incredible man. And then obviously, as we've both spoken about, you can have all of that, but if you aren't, you know, learning to be present and focus on what you have right now, you're never going to have enough. Right? It's always going to be, I need the next thing, which is why we're really starting to dive into that whole gratitude space as well. So we've got some exciting things happening, you know, which we're not going to let the cat out of the bag on all this stuff, but January 2023, baby.
Courses, content, It's fun actually working on it as well.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference between a sole trader and running a company, right?
Yeah.
And it's stressful, but even for me, I was saying to my mate yesterday, one of my mates, I'm like, Hogan, actually last night I was on the phone, he's like, mate, I'm so happy for you. Like, it's good that you know, the company's going. I'm like, it's so awesome having someone to bounce ideas off, because when you don't, I'd be sitting in the office like throwing ideas at the wall going, I don't know what anyone thinks about that. Yeah. But now it's like, boom, 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 boom. And it's like, when you have a flat day, like I was having a flat couple of days, it's like you bring the energy, and I'm sure you're always high energy, but you know, it's all reciprocal. So yeah, I'm very excited for it.
Same, man.
And I know our members are going to get a ton of value, but what's the training goal you're working towards at the moment?
I'm going for the CrossFit Open again. Oh. Yeah, so it's on at the moment. I've just come back from the UK to see the folks 3 weeks, and since I've been back, I've felt great. This time around, because obviously we did it, 4 years ago. I've always had, like, injured. Yeah, and this is my excuse now, but I've had injury, like did the shoulder that time. I just didn't really understand the restoration side. Didn't really do much mobility, as you know, because I remember I used to come in, get on the dump barbells, and you was like, one day it will get you, and it did when I was young and just like not understanding. But now it's kind of, I'm looking at a different approach, like listening to my body, doing more of the restoration, having the rest when my body needs it. Obviously not fluffing around and rest, I'm a bit sore today. Not like that, not being soft, but actually, no, I'm run down today. Heart rate's through the roof resting. No, we're having a rest. We're going to eat. I've done 3 days solid. That's rest. So this approach this time round, better mindset. I feel like I understand and know my body a bit more. Obviously, more knowledge about strength and conditioning. Understand that a lot more now, and really focusing on my nutrition as well. That's a big thing. To tell you the truth, I'm not tracking at the moment. I'm actually doing it by feel. And if I'm feeling great, my energy levels are up, I'm sleeping well, I'm keeping doing what I'm doing. But the main things I'm focusing on really is eating around my training, getting good carbohydrates in there. Obviously, body's preferred source of energy. Making sure I'm getting protein in with every meal. That's breakfast. Like this morning, I had roast beef, eggs, and toast and spinach.
Delicious.
Oh, mate, I've had it all week. I love it. And I'm just making sure, like those little habits, like making sure there's protein with each meal, because obviously, as you know, that's essential for growth and repair. And man, that's what I'm doing at the minute.
You just touched on all through when we look. So we've got a whole presentation coming out for everyone to really show you where the Man That Can project's going and how we've simplified it. And physical fitness, which is your domain, Bradley, you just touched on recovery. What am I, 4 years older than you, 3 years older than you? What are you now?
28.
I'm 31, so 3.
3 years,
yeah. But when we were training, I would always spend like 40 minutes warming up. And I'm like, mate, trust me. You'd roll in and go, squat. I'm like, trust me, you're going to hurt yourself.
I'm like, what are you messing around like? Come on, let's get into it.
And so it's like you understand the importance of preparation, but also restoration and recovery. And we're putting courses out on that. We're speaking a lot about that. And the restoration is not only training focus, it's life focus, right? You can't sprint towards any goal 24/7.
No way.
You need to have peaks and troughs with your exertion. The second one you mentioned, nutrition. Chef Matthews.
Mate, we're going to have some videos coming up, I tell you. I've got some ideas. But I think because I've got I've got 2 girls that I have week on, week off. My girlfriend's 2 girls. I've had to like really figure out, okay, because I don't want to spend too much time in the chicken.
What are you doing in the chicken, mate?
I don't want to spend too much time in the chicken. In the kitchen, okay, how can I do this in a way that I'm not spending too long in here, but the girls are getting good nutrition, so am I. What's fast, easy meals that are healthy?
I think that's important for most of us. We live busy lifestyles.
Yeah, and there's quite a few lads that have families and stuff, and it's like, oh my God, too much time. But this actually save you time. Like I've got quite a few ideas we're going to share on that front.
In the academy for sure. And the final one is exercise, right?
Yeah.
It's such an important pillar, and we're providing more specific programming for everyone. So at the moment we've got 4 different programs. We've got the Gazelle one, which is the running one, which I'm leading the charge on, loving it. We've then got the
Beast.
We'll go Beast first. That's alphabetical. We've got the Beast, which is the strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
We've got the Gorilla.
Bodybuilding,
just
stuff.
Getting fully jacked.
Dench.
And then we've got the Soldier, which is a bodyweight program. So depending on what your goals are when you're walking in, because fitness is a key component. We don't want you just coming in to work on your mind, because if you're not feeling strong, if you're not feeling confident, if you're not challenging yourself physically, the mental side of things is hard. If you feel sluggish, if you lack energy, like how do you expect to work on yourself after a long day's work? Or how do you expect to have the tolerance to have tough conversations with your family or your partner or whatever it is when you run down and feeling like a slob? It's not possible. No. So that's why we're allowing you guys to prioritize that. Then go on the mental fitness, which is my domain.
That's a game changer.
It's gnarly, isn't it?
Massive.
But without even going into that, because we'll save this for a separate episode, many of the blokes that come into our academy want to improve certain things. And Jody Shelley, who's a former NHL player and broadcaster now in the States, he's part of our academy. And I was like, mate, what's a bloke like you who's got everything, has an incredible career and just, an epic dude, want to be a part of our academy before? And he's like, I just want to continue striving for excellence. And there is a stigma around doing men's work or doing personal development or what we provide around, I'm broken. It's not about being broken. We've all got things that we just want to improve on. That may be communication, it may be nutrition, it may be relationships, whatever that may be. And we're really dialing on getting the experts in. We've got Hotseat coming up in November. Wow.
Yes.
Very first Hotseat.
That's exciting, man. We're speaking about communication. I think that is, for me, that's something I'm working on even more now.
Yep.
Because it's like, how do we chat to the lads? And I feel for me, in my own personal life, it's built relationships. Built a lot of relationships, open doors.
Yep.
I mean, like in the gym, if I hadn't have come up to you and said hi, we might not be sitting here now.
No, we wouldn't be.
So like,
you're more outgoing than I am. You know what I mean?
Well, I reckon it would have been sooner or later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would have beat you in the open, and I would have given you shit for it.
But actually, I think I beat you that year.
No, you never beat me in the
I think
open.
I did.
Nah.
Right, that's it.
We're gonna look it up.
We're gonna definitely look at that.
You've beat me in a workout, but you haven't beat me.
The first year, I reckon I had
no
you.
chance.
Mate, I'm not taking
We're gonna look it up.
We're looking up.
Stay tuned, because you've never beaten me.
All right, okay. I'll let you have the
I
spot.
would know.
Okay.
Anyway, back on track. So yeah, with the hot seat, we've got my vocal coach, Marcus. And how you say things and the words that you choose to say is a final way that you can express yourself, right? It is a vulnerable thing. And for those who follow on Instagram, it's like I've been given a task to not swear for a while. I hope I haven't sworn on this podcast. I don't think
I've not heard it.
Yeah, me either. I'm pretty good.
Pretty good, man. Well done.
It. But there's all these tips and tricks that Marcus has taught me that we're bringing these expert guests in their field for our members, because all the things that have helped me over my life and the things that, you're bringing to the table with everything that's helped you, and also our members are experts in things that we're not, we now get to share. And for those who are part of our academy, they get to learn from these epic people that maybe they wouldn't have ever, right? So having Marcus here to help these men with their communication could improve their careers. It could improve their relationships with friends and families, their relationship with themselves, because if you aren't communicating effectively with yourself, you're lying to yourself. And a lot of people are doing that, right? That's why they're not getting the results that they want. So very excited for that hot seat.
Yes,
once again,
that'll be a good one.
Our members are allowed to invite a guest. So if you know if you're listening, if you're tuning in from home and you still haven't taken the next step, and one of your buddies is a part of the academy, hit them up and say, "Can you get me in on the hot seat?" Because we'll give you a little freebie. We'll let you in.
Definitely not want to miss that one.
Yeah. Striving for excellence. What else have we got coming up in November?
Oh, you got the Toowoomba workshop. How can you forget?
Crikey, I did forget, didn't I? That's bad.
That's going to be my first workshop attending as well, so I'm excited to come along and see the lads. I mean, you could tell us more about what's going on.
See you in your element. But this is so we're camping this time. We're going to be out at my parents' property, which is exciting, and putting on a real experience. And next year we're moving into a whole different ball game with our workshops. And we've got 2 planned out for next year. So this will be the last one camping for a while. There still are 3 spaces, so if you decide you want to get involved. But we're going to be helping the men build leadership, resilience, once again, communication, but you're also going to be tested physically and mentally. Because a lot of, you can read all the self-help books. You can listen to all the podcast episodes, and you can still not change your life. The character of who you are is how you show up under pressure. And once again, a lot of people don't like and don't respond well to adversity or pressure in today's society. We've got the aircon on right now. If it's hot, rather than sweating, I'm like, I'll turn that bad boy on, If it's, hot outside, we might dive in the pool. There's always a way to deal with discomfort. We want to put you in an uncomfortable situation so you can find out who you really are, how you respond or react to adversity, because that's how it's going to highlight essentially what you need to work on. So I'm very excited for that workshop. And we're also going to, there's a bit of downtime, campfires, camping. It's going to be epic.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for all the men who are coming along for that. What else have we got? They're the main key points, but what are we going to be focusing on?
So this week we are going to be, I'll be speaking on the core and how to engage the core and the
Why is that
importance
important?
of it.
Why is it, just quickly give them a teaser.
Well, we use our core every day to walking around. If we didn't have a core, the core muscles, then we would be folded over.
We'd be sloppy, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
We'd be like
It stabilizes the spine. If you got a strong core, like you'll hear about those stories where people pick socks up off the floor and boom, pull their back.
goes.
So just
That's
learning.
socks.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'll put in their clothes. Someone's just picking some off. So yeah, just learning really how to actually engage it, because there's a lot of information out there that, like I spoke to someone the other day and they're in Pilates. I'm not knocking Pilates, but obviously someone's coached them like sucking or whatever. Again, I don't feel that that's actually bracing the core. Like and then when I actually showed them how to engage their core, like, oh wow, that's where my abdominals are and stuff. But yeah, we should be using, even now, we should have a little bit of our core on. I'm not on
Always.
we're not.
We get back pain, right?
That's it. I'm not on about like really tensing. There's an amount you use for each thing. Like you'd engage your core a lot more for 1 rep max back squat compared to engaging your core for walking around the streets. Yes. So there's different levels of what you engage, but learning how to engage it. Also, the benefits of a strong core. So I will be sharing some videos of some core exercises and so on. What else we got on there? So we're talking about nutrition. So quick meals, like I mentioned earlier. Quick meals, convenient meals. And also talking about prioritizing protein, because as we know, that's a very important macronutrient. Not the only important, but a very important one. But yeah, I will be sharing a video on high protein smoothies because I love those.
I love a smoothie.
Yeah, especially people that struggle to get their calories in. This will be a great one. A great video to share, and I could share more of those down the future. But it's simple, it's easy, it's quick, it's cheap, and you can do like a high protein smoothie, like 600 calories, pretty fast. In like 2
Remember
or 5
when we were
minutes.
watching that YouTube video of the guy who did 5,000 calories in a smoothie?
Yeah, that's mad.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure he took like 5 avocados in it, and then like half a thing of olive oil.
Mate, that's gross. I would not drink that.
Yeah, I wonder what his insides are doing.
Not happy.
Nah, not good. No, but I had one this morning. My favourite one at the minute, love it. Avocado, half an avocado, banana, a whey protein powder, a little bit of peanut butter, and then milk. And
How many calories is that roughly? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm not too sure, but I feel great after it. Yeah, I'm guessing probably around that.
Pretty dense.
Yeah.
Do you put any oats in there at all? Or?
Not that one. No, I usually have that post-workout.
Yep.
If I am going to have like a pre-workout one, I will put a bit more carbohydrates in it. But I tend to have like food as a pre-workout 2 hours beforehand, and then I'm in. Yeah,
fair. The other things that we'll be talking about this month also for November in the academy is more stuff around planning. This time of year is a great time of year to set up for the year to come, for 2023. So previously I've done webinars on how to make 2022 or 2021 the most successful year yet. And a lot of that comes down to having a vision for who you want to become. And we actually have it's all done. We're just waiting for a little upgrade in our software to be able to put the worksheets there. But our new onboarding thing helps new members integrate with the community. So meet some other academy members, introduce themselves effectively, but then also go through how do you create a vision for yourself on what you want, and identifying the key things or key goals that you need to set, whether it's based around skill, whether it's based around network, whether it's based around health, etc., in order to achieve that, right? And that's what we then break down into our game plan. And there's that cliche, or it's not cliche, that quote, failing to plan is planning to fail. I'm a massive believer of that. So if you have an idea of things that you want, whether it's in 12 weeks, 12 months, 5 years, planning is really important. What does that look like? So we're going to be talking more about that, even how to use a planner for how I set up my planner. And then we're going to be talking about obviously how the academy works and what's the benefit of our online systems. Because the reason why I initially wanted to have an online offering was, one, a lot of people reached out online and I was like, sorry, I'm only in Brisbane. Secondly, I always thought about people who grow up in the country, right, in the bush. There's challenges with mental health and isolation and loneliness out there. And also, how can we integrate them into being able to have the opportunity to get coached by people like, yourself and myself, or to have access to other people that are in our academy? Social media is awesome, but having a community, a closed off community, and being able to have video calls where you can, the next best thing to meeting people face to face, to do that. So we'll talk more about how that works, the benefits, and how to really maximize the academy utilizing the online softwares and offerings, and what we sort of go through on that call as well, because for a lot of the members, it's their favorite thing of the week. Like, we have group chats, we have accountability, we have all these things available, but getting to connect with blokes from all around the world who are sharing their goals, and we have a topic of conversation, but I'll save all that for the thing. We're talking about that as well, so pretty pumped about that. Mate,
There's a lot going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an episode.
Yeah, November, let's go.
So if you do want to apply, remember I have spoken about this on the last couple of episodes. Come January, prices are going up because we've got so many more things coming. The value is just insane. Literally less than a cup of coffee a day. Madness.
It's nothing, is it?
You can improve your health. You can improve your mental fitness. You can just improve your overall quality of life by being part of it. That's enough for me. Anything you want to share?
Mate, I think we've covered November, and I can't wait. This is going to be like my first full month of being a part of it.
Dangerous.
And then the workshop, I can't wait for that as well. Yeah. So that's going to be big. But yeah, man. Boom.
Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on Monday's episode. Cheers.
Ta-ra.